Or
when it burns when you pee, you got a problem, you know. And they're just the first ones to write it down, and they're like, "Wow, man, they're so smart." It's like, I don't know.
Or reptile aliens.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to episode 6 of The Void Experience. Once again, we have our friends Bibhor and Nolan here.
Always gets it wrong.
No, today I did it correctly. But we're missing Lewis and Brett, unfortunately. They'll be joining us for episode 7. Tune into episode 7 because we will have a special guest. Our friend Corey Bakshi, who is currently an EMT and going to medical school. He will be answering some questions regarding just his experiences and coronavirus, what he's seen. So stay tuned. Also, please subscribe. Click the button. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have a YouTube account, who are you? It's okay. Share it.
I'll make one for you.
Help us out. It'd be greatly appreciated. Again, hit subscribe and or hit a like right below. Also, leave a comment. We love to talk to you guys, and we're here for you. But let's get started. So we're doing things a little bit different today than just doing like a structured update on news. I kind of want to explore who we are and also give news updates through a series of questions. So to begin, Bibhor, I want you to answer this one, and we'll start off with it. We just got a stimulus check.
Hey, cheddar.
What are you going to do with it? And then to expand on that, do you think that people will inherently spend it well or kind of blow it willy-nilly, so to speak? Your own thoughts.
Well, I would want to say, you should save that money, put it in the stock market that's down right now. But, who are we kidding, right? Go buy a Gucci belt, dude. Rich. Dude, so here's the thing, right? They only gave this to people over a certain income level. But I feel like there's a lot of people that lost jobs that were above that income level too. And let's say if they were living paycheck to paycheck, they just said, fuck them. That's kind of is that kind of fair, but to each his own, I guess.
So you're saying there's a whole group of people that are actually being missed out on, or
well, there just isn't enough money. Did I get it? Do I want more cheddar? Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
What about you, Nolan? What are you going to do with $1,200 or however much you got? I'm sorry. And do you think that people are going to be smart with it or kind of be inherently dumb with it?
Well, I got mine this morning, and the first thing I thought was hookers and cocaine, But no, I'm just kidding. That reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street, Matthew McConaughey. But what am I going to do with it? I mean, just use it for shit I would normally use. I mean, yeah, I've invested back into the economy. Maybe I'll invest a little bit in the stock market. I'm already doing that. So I don't know, just make sure that I have all my necessities. It's always good to have a little blanket of money. I don't think I'm going to spend it, just go out and spend it. I'm going to put it into some sort of account, either investing or my savings. I don't know. I'll do something with it.
Do you think this is going to make people vote for Trump more?
100%. Dude, he has my vote because of the shit. No, I really thought about that. I think there are, okay, so how a lot of voters are just fucking, the perfect example is a lot of people voted for Trump, not because they wanted Trump, because the anti-Obama movement.
Okay.
Because they hated Obama so much, which I thought he was a phenomenal president. One of the best presidents. Holy shit. But because it was this backlash, when there's a Democrat that a lot of people didn't like, then obviously they're going to want to swing it back to the other side, give the other guys a shot. So I feel like people are, I don't want to say dumb, but people they think like that. So you got to understand, we have populations of the U.S. that are not as affluent and educated, so they will make these types of decisions. But yeah, I think people will literally base this off of getting that check. Unfortunately,
You think it would have made a difference if the check said Trump, like, a payment from Trump, like
he was trying. He wanted to do that, right? He said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I mean, dude. I mean, it's kind of cool. I think that they should do this monthly, but I'll fucking take it. Shit. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to buy right now. Like, you know what? I'll buy some Nintendo Switch. I'll buy a Nintendo Switch game. That's all I'll do. Good old Trump hook me up. So keep me entertained. So I think that's what I'll do. Other than that, no, I'm not going to go crazy. Maybe some workout equipment. I got some Rogue Fitness exercise bands today. So maybe I'll add to my
Home workout.
Home gym. And then what was the second part of that question again?
If you think that people will inherently be smart or unwise with their money.
It depends on their current situation. If they're living paycheck to paycheck, then I think they're going to allocate it toward what they need.
Do you think people are smart like that, though?
No, I think some people are going to blow it. Like, especially because there's a lot of videos and shit saying, yeah, Rona, money. And it's like, okay, there was a stimulus check how many years ago? Wasn't there one? There was one.
Yeah, Bush did it. It wasn't to this
9/11?
degree. No, post 2008. This 2007.
Crash.
Yeah, it wasn't this like level, but yeah, it was to a certain degree.
I mean,
they didn't actually give out checks, did they? Oh, 2009.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was some sort of stimulus package.
Yeah.
It was like,
I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to spend it on dumb shit because they're encouraging stimulate the economy. So they kind of, what do they want? What do they want you? They didn't give a guideline, right? They just said stimulate the economy. What does that really mean? Just buy shit?
Essentially,
they want you to spend it now. They don't want you to save it. Yeah.
What do you think of this? During this whole recession, right? Jeff Bezos is actually at a value. Wealth has gone up. Amazon stock prices have gone up since the beginning of the year.
I mean obviously everyone's ordering shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
Not only supplies, but now you have what Amazon is partnered with Whole Foods. There's at least two separate. There's like Amazon Fresh and Amazon Whole Foods, which are separate delivery services that they're running. And a lot of
what people don't even realize is Amazon Web Services for businesses.
Oh,
that's where the money is.
That's where the money is. Yeah.
They're charging these commercial businesses tons of money to use is it storage, right?
It's
like data storage.
It's your database. It's
yeah.
So instead of having a local database like you used to, they cost thousands and thousands of dollars. You pay Amazon still thousands and thousands of dollars, but it's cheaper than.
And it's more secure or something.
Yep. You don't need someone there like constantly watching it and everything like that.
Yeah.
I know. Like my company itself, we spend about $1 million a year on Amazon Web Services.
You guys have Amazon
easy
stocks,
easy
yeah.
I don't have Amazon stocks.
Yeah, I mean, I have some exposure to Amazon to a certain degree.
I have a mutual fund in a mutual fund you can invest partial amounts.
Yeah, like some sort of like a tech type of mutual fund.
Yeah, I have a mutual fund where it's largely domestic stock and it's heavily Amazon.
Yeah,
but I mean, Amazon's what, like $2,000 a share, $1,900 a share.
It's like 21 now. 21,
yeah, there's not many people that
are.
The average person is not probably buying multiple shares of Amazon stock.
No, I think Amazon. I mean, I think like a lot of big groups own like a lot of Amazon, like certain percent of Amazon.
Yes.
So like Berkshire Hathaway has some ownership.
Maybe,
yeah.
If that.
They own Apple, right? They own Apple, like Bank of America.
Berkshire? Yeah, Berkshire owns Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Apple, FedEx, I think, UPS. Yeah. Obviously a bunch of people. And then they own all those companies as well. But like those are like the ones that they have pretty big stakes in. But
what about you, Oscar? What are you gonna spend that on?
I'll tell you, I spent that money already. So
Corona.
It's like that meme. It's like that meme of.
I got it today and it's gone.
What'd you do?
Seen that Simpsons meme of their grandpa where he walks in the door, takes off his coat and hat,
and then walks
spins
out.
a circle, and then that's what your stimulus check did, bro.
Essentially. So I took $1,000 of it and I put into a Roth IRA.
Nice.
Like retirement thing, but it's like helps me on my taxes and stuff like that.
I thought you were literally gonna say like I gave my $1,000 to like charity organization,
no,
some people with COVID.
It's for retirement, dude. It's for retirement.
Can't say I've done that.
So and then about $200 just like in my pocket. Well, I spent that on to pay some of my bills. So I'm like, well, fucking pay my bills with that stimulus check. I guess that's the purpose. So.
That's still technically it's going back in the account. What would be an example of not reinvesting it into back in the economy?
Just keeping it.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you buy drugs from a drug dealer.
Well, not even that. Like, let's say the worst thing you could do is cash that in, and then take the cash and then keep that. Like that's the worst thing you could do, because at least if you put it in the bank, if you keep it in the banks will at least like
the bank has
loan that out as to a,
It's liquid. It's liquid. Is that?
Yeah, old bank is gonna make that.
Yeah, they use your money.
Yeah, but if you take cash and just
how old were you when you figured that out? That like your savings account actually isn't there. The bank just takes all your money and does whatever the fuck they want with it, and then that's like essentially like your IOU. Like I was really young when I learned that, and I was just like, I was very distrustful after that.
I don't know. I feel like it took me. I don't know. I feel like that's a. I don't know. It's a weird. I think it takes a while to learn that concept.
It's a basic concept, but like it has a lot of a lot of things start to make sense after you figure that out. Yeah.
It's like one of those things that's so basic almost that it's very complicated to understand. Yeah, but once you understand, you're kind of like, well, yeah, that makes sense. But but it's almost like, oh fuck, that's like French.
When I was super young, I literally thought they had my money in like a little container. Like,
you know what blew my mind? Like when I learned the Pythagorean theorem, dude, I was like, what? It all makes sense.
The fucking guy that was able to pull that shit off, dude. I hope he got some dome after that, but I'm sure he did. But he deserves, man.
No dome.
But I mean, what's the I mean, there's a lot of practical applications of that. Massive.
Oh, huge
construction. Like
no, just think about anything.
That's actually math.
You can basically make anything into a 90-degree angle by just drawing a line to the to an axis. You just draw a line. It's a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
What
about like people that are constructing shit? Think about before they like had the height and they had the
nothing.
But then like, how long do we make this cross beam? And they had to fuck up and make the wrong size a bunch of times.
Well, how old is that guy?
I mean,
that guy's old, probably, right? Pythagoras, I think his name is.
Oh, he's like during the Aristotle times, right?
Oh, okay. So he's been around, dude.
Why were they so?
Yeah, he's a Greek.
Why were they such savages with thought? Like, what happened? Like, were they?
It's that thing they're talking about, dude. The reptiles, bro.
Well, I mean, like, they were the very first people. Like, I mean, like, we obviously look up to them because, like, they were the first ones to write anything down. You know, so it's like, oh wow, they were all knowing and they're so wise for their time. But they're just like, yeah, obviously, if you put this and this hole and it hurts, don't do it. You know, when it burns when you pee, you got a problem, and they're just the first ones to write it down. And they're like, wow, man, they're so smart. It's like, I don't know.
Or, reptile aliens.
Aliens.
That's a real thing, man. I'm telling you, we got to have my cousin on and to recommend some shows.
I feel like we got to talk about the Bohemian,
Grove.
Yeah. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, that could be a side segment, like the bizarre, like the vault, like the Ripley's Believe It or Not. Like, I think we should create a separate segment.
And that Ripley's like all like in the corner and like all black walking up. Oh, hello.
I should watch that show like religiously when I was
Dude, I love that shit, dude. Also the Guinness Book World Records and the Ripley's book, like, oh man.
Those are all pretty good, yeah. To kind of go back onto topic, thank you for answering those questions and thank you for putting your input. What stemmed that is that we got our stimulus checks again today, or they started shipping out as of yesterday. So check your bank accounts; you might have received it.
Oscar with the news.
There we go. Hey, I'm Mr. TNN, guys.
Still got it.
TNN. What the fuck is that?
TNA.
TNN, the Titan News Network for Tesoro High School. That was me, man. That was me.
You have that on your resume still?
Hell yeah, dude. Top of the list. Top of the list.
Honestly, that's a good one.
It's like I'm Ron Burgundy, you know? That movie was made after I was TNN. Coincidence? I think not.
You should have sued him, bro. Yeah, the stash too, I bet.
I didn't have the stash. I still to this day. This is me like growing it out after like 2 months.
Yeah, that's sad.
No, I'm just kidding. It's only been a few days.
Yeah, nothing, man. Not like those Asian genes.
But my next question: do you all believe, or do you think that sports are an essential or needed thing for our society, or have you found maybe because of this time that they're actually maybe like a frivolous cost, something that actually just deviates us from the truth, or for things that are actually happening out on day-to-day basis? Nolan, I'll let you start this one off because I let Bibhor start last time.
So that's an interesting question. So do I think sports itself is essential? I'm going to say a maybe, but I think the bigger category, entertainment, which is what it is, that I think is essential to human beings, because we touched on this in previous podcasts. Dana White said is the kind of the front runner of, like, he wants to be the front runner of bringing sports back, right? And what basically his thought process was, it's like, you get these people that are quarantined all in their house all day and you take away their entertainment, they're going to go crazy. So I think entertainment has always had a huge place in society. You want to go back to the Roman times, you know, the invention of sports was to fucking occupy your time. We didn't have all these phones and all these things to entertain us. So it's like sports, you know, obviously it's a good way to like kind of breed your people of your society to be strong, like kind of like the warrior class. But like, think of how much revenue is generated off of it. Who are the highest paid professionals in the world? They're athletes, right? That shows 100%. You how much our society values that. And I think I can say personally, and a lot of people, most of us probably agree, it's been really devastating. Like, that's been I'm not going to underplay. That's been very devastating to me to not have new sports, because that's the basis of so much that we talk about. Oh, do you see this fight happen? Oh, did you see that this guy got traded? Do you see that fucking game? You know, it's like that really, like, people in our society are drawn together by that. It, like, I don't know, man, like you like, if you talk about, like, let's say like soccer, like your country is competing in the World Cup, like that, you see like the rise it gets out of people, like it represents people's cultures. So I think it is 100% essential. Entertainment is, and sports. I would say they're both essential. Not essential in terms of like, if we have to like survive a potentially deadly scenario, yeah, we don't need sports. We need shelter, food, resources. But I think like in terms of your psyche and like in terms of like how humans to flourish, yeah, we need entertainment, 100%.
I dig that. Yeah, I agree. I think that's interesting that you separate the two, entertainment and sports, which makes me think, I mean, I guess I could rephrase it for a little bit more. Is entertainment more needed, or is it sports that's more needed? Yeah, like, let's be more specific, I guess. Sports versus entertainment. Explain the two. Yeah, your thoughts, Bibhor.
I mean, I think entertainment is needed. You know, it can come from many forms. I think you see like Netflix and stuff putting out more production stuff that was like, let's say, backed up. They're releasing more stuff now. But getting back to the question, like, is sports needed? And I think for me, like, yes, it would be great to have it, but I don't think I'm going to die if I don't, see another sport. But, if it helps pass the time, like, what am I going to do? Like, so much of our time, we just talk about, shooting the shit about, like, crap that happened on, a Super Bowl or whatever championship games going on. Today would have been the last NBA game of the season, I think. Mm-hmm. Vince Carter would have played his last game. So that's that.
The Lakers
done. He's retiring now.
Won the championship.
Sorry to interject, but like, at least for me, because that's like one of my main hobby. Like, what is there to talk about anymore now? Like, that's a huge part. Like, if you think about it, when this is like on Jerry Seinfeld or something, like a lot of shows, it's the thing. Like, if you're in an awkward conversation, how about them Yankees? How about them Dodgers? You talk about sports. So take that away. What do we have to talk about? That's a huge part of everyday conversation that's gone. Oh, what happened with sports? Jack shit, bro. What happened? We don't know. Now we're literally. I saw on Easter, I was at my aunt's house on ESPN. They were live streaming people playing 2K.
I saw that.
Online video games.
This is fucking horrendous.
Dude, we got to start playing. We got to get on. I was gonna say Tinder. It's not Tinder. Twitch. That's the one. Yeah.
I can't do that with Nintendo. Huh? I'm lame. I used to have every console.
Yeah, you can. I think you can do that with anything.
No one wants to see me play. It's not even a multiplayer game.
No, you don't know. Some people are just
people want to watch. They just want to watch.
Yeah.
People, you think they want to watch us talk? People are watching. There you go.
Yeah, people literally want to watch people's pimples getting popped on YouTube.
Dude, that's a fetish, dude. People watch that shit all day.
Those in ASMR, like.
I like watching chiropractic videos. Oh man.
Oh, where they could. Oh, I watch. You know what I watch? Like how it's made. Like I can watch that shit for like days. Just like fucking making a pin or something, or they had one where they made a Pringle box, bro. I was like, what the fuck? It's just a box. Like, why am I so entertained with this?
Have you seen the YouTube channel where this guy restores things? Like he'll find like a butcher's knife that's like 20 years old, it's rusted, and he'll like make it rebuild like the handle. I saw a dude rebuild a Game Boy Color. Like he literally tested he had like a board setup. I know nothing about engineering or like electronics, but this guy essentially like put back together a whole thing, wired it. Like it was amazing. I watched those.
Wow. That's pretty cool, actually.
But what about you, Oscar?
So I mean that actually makes me think right there. So it's like we have entertainment, right? It's like all these videos exist and they're giving us entertainment. So is it sports really? So I think, we need entertainment, obviously, because I think as a society, if we don't have that, we'll tear each other apart, right? To like deviate our minds from our own
or
brain.
People will all watch our podcast.
No, yeah, of course. Those sports, though, I think sports is it's an easy place to find like stories, right? The stories of like the heroes, the miracles, the unbelievable, right? Like the impossible is possible, right? It's like, how many stories do you know of like the Lionel Messi, the 5'4", should have been nothing, yet he's a superstar. The 1980s USA hockey team that beat, the Russian hockey team that's never lost, like stories like that are just like, wow.
That inspires people.
Yes. It
inspires people.
And I think that's something that is unique to sports, it's like that, to the overcoming of
there's iconic moments, I feel like,
dude, it defines
generational
eras.
Moments. Yeah.
I mean, and that's just like the physical. I mean, you're not even talking about all the public or political things, like the Olympics of them holding up their fists, dude. And like all those moments of like just timeless moments, like you said. So no, I think that sports are a huge thing. And what stems from me thinking this is that today Dr. Fauci announced that he's hoping to see sports come back this summer. And in his eyes, that's doable, given he's saying that everyone has to go through the coronavirus test, make sure they pass, and no fans are going to be allowed into the stadiums. It's just going to be the players playing. And it's only certain sports. I don't think it's everything across the field.
I think they should. Sports that haven't started, don't start them. You don't need to start up. I feel like you don't need to start up like baseball. You don't need to start up, football. Just cancel. Like, just realistically, just cancel the year. This is just a sad fucking year. Just let it go.
Yeah, cancel football.
Finish the sports that we're about to finish. See how that goes. And let's say if there was some moderate success with like people not getting this disease, then think about what's going to happen. But don't say, NFL season's going to start. Like finish up basketball, finish up hockey, and then slowly like see if that went well, then see what other things you can slowly start. But I feel like football is so many players. Yeah. Like it's already two teams, that's 100. You're gonna have almost 125 people. It's a small gathering, dude. Camera, people have to come. There's 52 players in a team, and you got to have the health people there. Got to have 10, 15, like, ball boys, those stars are not going to go catch their own ball. You know what I mean? Like, it just adds up.
There's no way to social distance.
My question would be, like, who's regulating that? Like, I think, like, we can agree that, like, sports kind of sometimes operate separate their own like societies, you know, like with like some certain people have gotten off from like committing serious crimes, you know, like obviously if you've done something, if you commit murder, unless you're Ray Lewis, I guess, but you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they kind of won't govern themselves. Like who's like, are they going to be the ones that spearhead fuck quarantine? Let's go back out. Like our society's not even ready to do that.
And
like
if Tom Brady,
Who's allowing them?
tests positive, are they going to say like, oh yeah, he's positive, or are they going to keep it hush hush? Yeah, like you said.
No,
like
no. I feel like the biggest problem.
Are they actually telling you the truth at the same time if they have some skin in the game? Yeah.
The biggest problem is I feel like they can't start anything until you have mass testing available, right? Unless you can test every single person over and over and over at like, 50 cents a cost, because you got to test every single American. And if you can do that, then you can start everything up. Then you just quarantine people that have it and you start everything up. So the entire focus should be just, how can we get testing to a level where we can test every single person within seconds? Like, you can just go to anywhere and just get tested. Like if that happens, then we can beat the disease very easily. Like curves will be flat, and you can just you find someone and just quarantine. Okay, you have it, you quarantine, and you like they can it's too far, but they have some sort of system of going to stores, they check you to see if you have it or not. You get an ID or some sort of like identification code.
What if you're like asymptomatic? Like if you're not,
that's what I'm saying.
If you don't test positive,
you can still test. No, but that's not asymptomatic. Doesn't mean you're not going to test positive. Just means you don't have symptoms. They have tests that are going to say if you're positive or negative, but you could be. So that's the problem. You have to be able to have so many tests that you can test every single person because most people are asymptomatic.
Yeah.
So like until you get to that point, I just don't think any sports is even going to start. Because like think about it. Let's say they said like. Fauci, right? Dr. Fauci said like, you're going to start players are going to come, they're all going to stay in separate hotels and only players are going to play. But like, they're not going to see their family for months. Like, I just feel like it's just so weird. What are you going to sit in a hotel room? You can't see your doctor. You can't see your strength and conditioning coach. Like all that stuff.
Athletes will probably just say, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. It's like, it's just it's not doable. Like you're just trying to do something like UFC is probably something that can happen.
Yeah.
Just because like the one-time thing, one and done. But basketball is like you're playing every day. Yeah. Like you're 7 games, like so it's like one time thing. That's why I think wrestling was doable. They have breaks, but it's like every if you have to like play basketball every day, that's like what are you doing?
Yeah,
you don't have tests
all
to
the
test
different teams. You're flying everywhere. It's not responsible.
Yeah, until they can test like healthcare people and everyone effectively, I feel like if you're wasting tests on like basketball players for entertainment purposes, like. We're going down the wrong path. Like,
Though a lot of them already gotten tested, right? Just like that's how they learned that some NBA players had coronavirus already. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them got tested, but I'm saying like you have to continuously test people once they're playing.
That's true, because you don't know who else are being exposed.
Yeah, because if one person has it, you can like fuck everyone over.
That's crazy. Which this leads into my last question as far as like the corona, I guess, topic, but with certain industries shutting down. Is there a place that you guys could see that they could pivot to better serve or to keep themselves alive? And I'm going to start with what's stemming this question is that the city of San Francisco today voted that they're going to open up 8,000 hotel rooms for the homeless to keep them out of the streets and to help them to essentially help curb any spread of coronavirus. Because those hotels are closed right now, like they're literally boarded up. And they've already started doing this, but this ordinance that they signed today, not ordinance, but the bill that they signed today is going to open up 8,000 for sure, which is huge. That's a big amount.
8,000 rooms? How many people per room? They're just stacking them like a fucking slave ship in there?
That's an excellent question, yeah, but
it's like 20 motherfuckers per room.
There's a lot to unpack there, yeah. So I'll let you, Bibhor, I'll let you start with this one.
I think it's a horrible idea. Okay, a lot of people are like gonna read this and be like, "Oh, you ungrateful person, like, like you don't want to save the homeless lives." And shit. But like, dude, I know, like, we live in the void, right? Like, I know what that shit smells like when it smells bad, like 24/7. Like, I don't think people have walked, like, people don't know, like, Oscar, like, you walked in the Tenderloins, right? Like, how does this smell? Like, Pine Street. Like, how does that smell? Like
yeah, no. There's a lot
like
of
shit, dude.
Yeah, there's
what am I gonna put them in a Hilton hotel? Like, who's paying for this? The government gonna pay me for this? Like,
well, yeah, actually, yes. The city of San Francisco is actually going to pay.
No,
How many times have you seen shit on the street?
They're not paying like a normal room
I want
rate. They're paying like pennies on the dollar. They're paying.
No. That's like, like, that's, I'll shut my hotel.
But it's either that.
I'll shut my hotel.
It's that or shut the hotel down. Yeah.
Shut the hotel down. Dude, this ain't. No, I'm sorry, dude. This is still America. Like, you can't make like private enterprise do that kind of shit. That's fucked up, dude. Then why don't you keep them in your house? Then let everyone shelter one homeless person.
You know who's really I feel bad for? The fucking maids that have to fucking wipe all this shit up.
That's fucked, dude.
They better be getting paid triple time, bro.
We once had I used to work at the Apple store in Apple Union Square downtown in San Francisco, and a lot of transients, they frequent the place sometimes. Yeah, and like if they're cool, you're cool, yeah. But we've had a few times where they've gone into the restroom and like they'll start throwing their feces around or start like doing just terrible things, man. It's just like, dude, and like some of them are obviously going through like a lot of things, and then plus drugs and things like that. You're obviously on the right.
So is there like, if they do this, is there like a decontamination process? Like,
so that's
like they have to clean them, check them, and then store them. You can't just from the street to the hotel.
You made it sound like they're items at a grocery store.
So to be honest, like I don't know 100% of the logistics. The article, again, you can find all the articles in the description below if anyone wants to follow up on any of these.
Yeah, all those fuckers that said, our facts are not correct, we got them.
Check them.
Check them.
Fact
Link
check.
them, Oscar.
That will be linked. But it doesn't go into very much of the logistics of it. It just more so of like what the city is trying to accomplish with it, like altruistically of just helping these people, I guess. Though, like, I'm thinking logistically, like you just said, what happens when like this opens up and you have to get these people out of it? It's like we already have like issues with like squatters on like a normal basis. Like,
Stu kid ain't gonna leave his
why would I leave like a place that I have like a bed, a shower?
No, hell no, dude.
Like, but then again, who knows? This could be an easy transition.
Why would they just get
take
arrested?
those hotels and make them like long-term living centers for these people.
Who? Like, I don't understand. Like, no, like, what? This is not like we're not communists, dude. We don't do that.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of homeless in San Francisco. They gotta help. Like, something.
You have to have a different problem. You can't like put them in hotels. Like, they have to figure out a different way to like figure this homeless problem. It can't be in hotels that we're gonna go to. Like, what?
Whatever hotels are not going to get booked for a year after that.
Yeah.
Burn it.
No, dude, just like at that point, just like
if they don't have coronavirus, they got something else probably. Huh? Why is there a needle in my blanket? No,
yeah.
so I don't know. So, but
we all feel the same way on this.
But there's also that part of me. There's also the flip side, or the play devil's advocate is like, dude, these people like. There's empty.
Bring one from the street and put them in your house.
But those
see
are
how many days you last.
Those are empty rooms. This room is not empty. You see, there's a lot of stuff happening in this room. I have an office. There's my bed. I'm not gonna bring them here.
If someone said
rooms are empty,
Oscar, if someone said they'll pay you your rent if you house 2 homeless people, and you'd be doing a great thing for the community. No,
because there's safety measures. But if you said, "Hey, Oscar,
oh my God,
that place that you have over there that no one's using right now, if you put some people there and I'll start paying you for using it," I'll say, "Yeah, might as well."
Dude,
like, I'm losing money.
No. They can't do that. That's so like.
Did they force the hotels?
I'm not sure if they forced. Again, I don't know the logistics. I had to go into detail as far as logistics.
I would quit. I would just fucking quit.
But it's not like they're going to have like maids and they're not going to have that. They're just going to use the space essentially.
Poor women. Those are the real front line.
No, I don't think they're going to have like the same hotel amenities. They're just going to use like the hotel room.
Watch her in the pool. Like.
Yeah, just like chilling.
Oh, just shit.
Like
it's going to be a brown fucking just soup.
Can I get some heroin and a martini, please?
Oh. I mean, I think it's a good, like, it's a nice, like, the idea is good. It comes from a good place. It's almost hard, but I think...
No, it's like, it's poorly thought out, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I think there are better options. I think there are better ways, like, like,
Well,
build like these like crates. Like I know someone that's like there's a group down here called the Relevant Group, and they were making these like boxes, like those freight boxes, and they were kind of making small houses from those for homeless people. Like do that where that AT&T Park, Candlestick Park was. Like do that. You don't need to house people in San Francisco in hotels. I'm sorry, that's so dumb.
Hey, what about like a storage unit? Put them in a storage unit.
Though I think this is supposedly it's a temporary thing because of coronavirus, not because of homelessness. It's
so what are they gonna kick them out after? Like that's so immoral.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's yeah.
And then the whole hotel
right now, like that's what they do.
The whole hotel has to be like desanitized. It's the
hotel has to be the one that kicks them out.
Unlivable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so scary.
The hotel will be done after that.
Well, everybody. So check all the links below. Check us. Comment your thoughts. Give us your answers on what your beliefs are and what your thoughts are, and we'll give you some feedback, whether you like it or not. But please, thank you for tuning in. This is episode 6. Subscribe. Once again, we need to hit 100 followers. That way, Nolan could eat that piece of spice that we want him to see, and we can see that on YouTube. Once again, we also have Void Express, which are a little bit more digestible clips. Check those out. Follow that. Like it, share it. We love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.